PixelWrench for Macaw, processing raw TIFF images to Reflectance and generating vegetation indices from the Reflectance TIFs. Hello. Let's say you have a Macaw equipped with an ILS. You have some TIFs from that Macaw and you want to process them in PixelWrench for Macaw. Today we are going to talk about processing TIFs to Reflectance and generating vegetation indices. So we have two TIFs from our Macaw, and we have our band info text file. It's important that we have TCR TIFs from the Macaw, not TCA. You get TCR TIFs by having no plane alignment enabled in the camera. Our band info file is indicated by 6 digits, only 6 digits, and this is different than the other text file that we provide you with. So with PixelWrench for Macaw, we can process our TIFs to Reflectance. We do so by clicking View and then Macaw Tools. We want to make sure that we have the same band info file open here that we have in this folder, and it is. The next step is to go to the Batch tab and click Write to Reflectance. I have my RAWs folder on the desktop, so I'm going to select all the RAWs by clicking Organize and Select All. Then I press Open. To choose the folder that we want to put our Reflectance TIFs in, we simply click the folder. Then we press OK. Now 2 TIFs have been written to Reflectance, as indicated here. It's as simple as that. This is how the files are named. It still has the TCR file prefix, but it also has a brace-R file suffix. That's very important since that indicates that the TIFs have been processed to Reflectance successfully. Now we'll generate vegetation indices. To begin to do that, we go to File and open one of our Reflectance TIFs. Then we make sure Macaw Tools is open, and we go to the Extractions tab. It's important that you have a Reflectance TIF open so that you can see the band IDs populated in these boxes. By clicking on the index, it tells you information about how to generate that index. The Open on Create button will open the generated index once you create it. The Palletize Index button will palletize the index instead of generating an index without a palette. The main purpose of this page is not only to select the band IDs for the vegetation index that you're interested in, but also to generate single vegetation indices. This is in contrast to the Batch tab, which has you generate multiple vegetation indices. So by clicking Execute, it creates a vegetation index in the Reflectance folder, which is the original folder that the Reflectance TIFs are in. This is in contrast to the Batch tab, where you can select a different folder than the original folder that the Reflectance TIFs are in. If we delete the vegetation index that we just generated, so now the only thing that's in the Reflectance folder is the Reflectance TIFs, and then we select the ones that we're interested in. And we also make sure that we have a Reflectance TIF open again, then we'll be able to generate numerous vegetation indices for an entire folder worth of imagery. So our source folder is the Reflectance TIFs, and our destination folder is the extractions. So it says 8 index files have been written to the extractions folder.